Greetings, fellow monster enthusiasts. I am Alex, and today I'm sharing my art process for creating this Wisp-elk Bestiary page, featured as a part of the Kulgrath Creature Concept Challenge, hosted by the artist Josh White. In this challenge, me and 200 other fellow community members were tasked with creating a bestiary concept that would fit and live amongst the creatures cataloged in the world of Kulgrath. The challenge started on April 1st, and I joined in on the 11th. I would have joined in earlier, but I was right on the tail end of finishing my gargoyle creature design video, which I'll link in the description. Going into the piece, I approached each creature sketch very loosely, and decided to have each of the 3 panels emphasize a different aspect of our creature. The first panel was to give us a closer look at his horns, and show off their hollow construction, but also add a sense of mass and weight to the creature with our askewed framing. Then for the second panel, underneath it, I wanted to demonstrate their strength and speed. These creatures can bulldoze through their opponents, lifting them off the ground. And finally, with our last panel, showing their size and scale compared to the Tundra tribe people, who tame and use them as travel companions and defense against other predators known to the Tundra wilds. After getting our core concept sketched in, I felt our second illustration was still lacking. Something about the pose wasn't quite making sense, and I wasn't quite feeling the whole flow being directed in a C-curve, from top panel to bottom. That wasn't where I intended the energy in your eye to flow to, and wasn't pointing back to the rest of the page. I tried reworking and changing the pose several times to find a better read, flip-flopping between having the creature use his strength to lift up the polar bear, or bursting with speed, bulldozing through his opponent. In the end, I couldn't decide, so I put down the pen and took a break. The next day, we went on a road trip up into the mountains to spend some time there. One of our stops was to hike up a trail to see some of our local bison, which was incredible to see and capture reference of, along with being very lucky and catching up with a herd of elk further up the trail. I wish I brought my Nikon camera with me, but all I had at that moment was my phone. It looks like we had a grim winter this year. I've never seen our elk famished like this, and the younger generation showing more ribs than they should. Hopefully, as long as they stay with the bison, they should have access to hay, supplied by the ranchers looking after them. After seeing all this, I was filled with new determination, and reminded of some crucial design questions I still needed to answer. How would our creature survive in the harsh tundra? Here, we're reworking our sketch with some new design aspects in mind. I think something cool we can add to make our design more unique is webbing between his hooves and an otter-like tail. I want our creature to have the ability to swim, as our tundra tribe will likely need them to traverse rivers and all sorts of terrain during their hunts. One thing I really enjoyed was being able to sneak in some other types of creatures into the piece. First with the polar bear, who I ended up straying a little bit from realism to exaggerate his expression and give a sense of danger to his claws and grasping arms. And secondly, with the little fox being led behind the party. I thought they would help create a fuller snapshot or picture of what kind of life and inhabitants are in the tundra with our creature. Though I didn't add it in here yet, there are also going to be some fish swimming underneath the ice to explain a food source for the tribe and kinda bring our whole picture to a full circle. Now that our line art is finished, we're left with a day and a half left to paint this thing. Yeah, time has been flying by fast in the background, and my day job needed to take me on full-time for 2 weeks. So that unexpected surprise ate up like 90% of the time I thought I would have free to finish this guy. So now we're entering panic mode. I guess at least it's on a stage that I've actually been looking forward to. I don't know why, but I really like painting backgrounds and doing all that rendering stuff. I think it's fun to collage together different background photos and artworks with unique colors and contrasts to use as an inspiration for my own backdrops and gradients. Now, I'm not planning to push these shapes or colors into landscapes or anything. I'm just using them to inform my subject's contrast colors and lighting direction. This method helps me a lot when thinking about rendering fur and nailing down their reflections and shadows. Painting the polar bear was a lot of fun, and a good break from the repetitive rendering of our Wisp-elk's cyan coat. At this point, I needed to really scale back my rendering ambitions and purely focus on making the idea read as well as possible, within the time I have. To be real, I'm not a fan of rushing my work to meet deadlines, and I too often find myself falling short of reaching them. I tend to be too ambitious with my work, or jump into things I'm not quite ready for, which in turn can be great for pushing myself to push through and excel, but also comes at a cost of burning out. Before we can submit our work, I need to come up with some good flavor text to complement our design, and explain their characteristics and genetic traits. So after making some notes and writing stuff down, that will complete the submission for the challenge. And here it is in all of its unfinishedness. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's definitely not going to do well in the challenge, and I wish I had more time to complete it how I wanted to, but we're out of time, and this is what we gotta submit. Luckily, this video doesn't stop here. I just kept going over the weekend rendering the artwork to push it past its 80% completion mark. This was the hardest part during the entire process. I was both completely fed up and so tired from working on it, but also determined to at least get it to the point where I could use it for a video, seeing that I recorded the whole process for a time-lapse. As I'm editing this video, the challenge results video just dropped, so I'll have a link to that in the description, along with Josh White's YouTube channel. You should check it out. He's got some really cool creature designs for his Kulgrath world. And now for the final surprise, we placed 9th in the submission list. Now, that doesn't mean we got 9th place, because it's a one-winner challenge, not a first, second, or third place sort of thing, but hey, that's still pretty cool. I'll take it. That means it'll be easier to show my friends and family the video. And to be real, I don't think most of them would have the attention span to sit through watching 30 artwork entries before seeing mine for half a second. So, all in all, this was a really fun challenge to partake in. And though I tripped up right before the finish line and got caught by the submission deadline, I still thought it was fun. It feels good to finally lay this piece to rest, after over 31 hours of work, and start excitedly planning into the next artwork I create. But with that, I hope you guys really enjoyed, and I'll be showing right up here on the screen the final finished result of the extra time I put in to finish it up. I'll let you guys read through whatever, the text, and get a feel for the artwork. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to wrap it up right here. If you're interested, I've got my Quora page linked down below, so you can check it out and read about the breakdown process I created for it. So with that, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.